You stand in front of your closet. A dozen blouses stare back at you, some too bright, some too baggy, others just not right. You try one on, then another. Somehow, no matter what you choose, something feels off. You're not quite sure when it happened, but the woman in the mirror doesn't look like the woman you still feel like inside. Here's the truth that no one tells you after 60. It's not your body that's changed too much. It's your wardrobe that hasn't changed enough. Because even the most expensive top can make you look frumpy. And a simple blouse, if it flatters you, can make you feel radiant. In today's episode, we're exposing 10 common blouse mistakes that silently sabotage your style after 60. These aren't fashion sins. They're small choices that quietly age you, dull your elegance, or cheapen your overall look. But here's the good news. Every one of these mistakes has a simple fix, and most won't cost you a penny. But this isn't just about fabric, fit, or fashion rules. This is about showing up for the woman you've become with confidence, intention, and presence. Because when you wear what honors you now, not who you used to be, you don't just look better. You feel unstoppable. Let's begin. Let's start with the most common and the most confusing style trap of all wearing blouses that are either too tight or too loose. Now, I understand. After 60, our bodies evolve, shapes shift, posture softens, and proportions change. So we either try to squeeze into tops that no longer fit the way they used to, or we go in the opposite direction and hide beneath oversized fabrics, thinking they'll camouflage what we no longer want to show. But here's the fashion truth. Neither extreme works. When a top clings too tightly, it draws attention to places you don't intend. It bunches at the bust, tugs at the buttons, and breaks the natural lines of your figure. Instead of looking elegant, you look uncomfortable and the clothes wear you. But when a top is too baggy, something even worse happens. You disappear. Oversized blouses drown your shape. They erase the waist. They add bulk. And without structure, your silhouette looks undefined, as if you've given up on shape, on style, even on self-respect. So what's the solution? It's all about the skimming fit. You want tops that gently follow the outline of your body, not hugging, not hiding. A blouse that falls smoothly from your shoulders to your hips, creating clean lines and a soft frame. A beautiful example. Imagine a lightweight silk blouse, one that moves when you move. It doesn't cling, but it doesn't float away either. It follows your shape like a quiet whisper. Tuck it into a pair of well-tailored trousers, and suddenly, you look like you've stepped out of a boutique in Paris. And here's a little trick I teach my clients. Stand sideways in front of a mirror and look at your profile. If the blouse creates a smooth vertical line from shoulder to hip without pulling across the chest or billowing at the waist, you found your balance. Because finding the right fit isn't about shrinking yourself into clothes that no longer serve you. It's about dressing for the woman you are now with grace, ease, and unapologetic confidence. Let's talk fabric. Because no matter how beautiful the cut, how flattering the fit, or how lovely the color if the fabric looks cheap, the whole outfit falls apart. And sadly, this is where so many blouses go wrong. One of the biggest offenders, shiny. Synthetic polyester. You know the one. It catches the light in all the wrong places. It clings with static. It pills after a single wash. And worst of all, it makes even the most well-designed blouse scream, "I was on sale at the discount rack." Here's the truth. Most stores won't tell you. Fabric is what makes a garment look expensive, or expose it as mass-produced and forgettable. And after 60, our skin deserves better. We deserve better. So what fabrics should you reach for instead? Look for natural or high-quality blended materials that feel soft and substantial in the hand cotton poplin, silk crepe, linen blends, or ponte knits with weight and drape. These fabrics not only look more elegant, but they move with your body. They breathe. They age gracefully, just like you do. Picture this. You're wearing a crisp white cotton shirt. The seams are clean, the collar stands tall, and the fabric holds its shape without stiffness. When you walk into a room, people don't see a shirt. They see polish, presence. They may not know why, but they assume it's designer. That's the power of fabric. And no, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can find beautiful materials at any price point, if you shop wisely. The trick is learning to touch before you buy. If a blouse feels flimsy, slippery, or plasticky, it will read that way when you wear it. But if it has texture, softness, and weight, it will elevate everything you pair it with. I always say, buy less, but buy better fabric, because you wear fabric before you wear fashion. And when the fabric whispers quality, the entire outfit speaks elegance. Let's take a moment to talk about prints, because prints can be powerful. They can express personality, energy, and joy. But after 60, the wrong print can just as easily overwhelm your presence or worse, age you instantly. One of the most common missteps I see: florals gone wild, oversized daisies, neon hibiscus, swirling paisleys layered over loud color block backgrounds. Somewhere along the line, we were sold the idea that after a certain age, women should dress playfully, as if our dignity could be kept alive with daisies and polka dots, as if busy prints could compensate for what the world thinks we've lost. But here's the truth. You don't need your blouse to be the boldest thing in the room. You are already enough. When a print is too loud, when the colors compete, the scale is exaggerated, or the shapes are chaotic, it draws attention away from you, from your face, your voice, your elegance. People see the shirt, but they don't see you. And when that happens, your outfit speaks louder than your presence. So what should you choose instead? Think of prints as a quiet conversation, not a shouting match. Look for subtle patterns, delicate florals on a soft background, narrow stripes, simple geometrics, tone-on-tone designs that add interest without stealing the show. These kinds of prints complement your natural features rather than competing with them. They allow your skin, your hair, and your eyes to shine. They create an air of quiet sophistication of a woman who knows her worth and doesn't need loud colors to say it. Here's a lovely example. Maria, a 68-year-old pianist I once styled, used to wear bold tropical prints to feel alive, but the prints wore her. We swapped those out for cream blouses with blush-toned vines, barely there floral etchings. Suddenly, people began complimenting her eyes, her skin, her aura, and that's the secret. When a printer is chosen well, people don't notice your shirt. They notice you. Because elegance never shouts. It invites. It lingers. It's remembered. It's the part of your outfit no one sees. And yet, it has the power to ruin everything. I'm talking about your undergarments. Now, I know this isn't the most glamorous topic. It's not something we love to discuss, but after 60, what's beneath your blouse matters just as much as the blouse itself. Here's why even the most elegant top will look frumpy if the foundation underneath is wrong. A beautiful silk blouse can instantly lose its magic if your bra creates awkward lines, bulges, or visible seams. A stunning fitted shirt can look sloppy if it's stretched over an ill-fitting underwire or a decades-old bra that's lost its shape. And it's not about vanity, it's about structure, support, comfort, pride. So many women continue wearing the same bra size they wore in their 40s, never realizing that their body has changed, even subtly. The result? Sagging lines, poor posture, and discomfort that shows on your face, even if you pretend it doesn't. So let's fix this beautifully. Start with this rule. Get professionally fitted at least once a year. Yes, even if you think your size hasn't changed, because lift isn't just physical, it's emotional. A properly fitted bra elevates more than your silhouette. It elevates your confidence. Then, build a small collection of well-made undergarments that work with your wardrobe. Seamless bras in nude tones that disappear under light fabrics. T-shirt bras for smoothness under fitted tops. Minimizer styles for balance under bulkier sweaters. Supportive camisoles to soften outlines and create that coveted smooth finish. And don't forget the details: wider straps for comfort, side support for shape, and breathable fabrics that respect your skin. I once worked with Lorraine, 72, who had worn the same style bra for over 20 years. She thought it didn't matter, but the moment we found her the right fit one with soft lift, no digging, and invisible edges, her whole demeanor changed. She stood taller, smiled brighter. Her clothes flowed better. She said, "I feel held." And that's exactly what your undergarments should do. They should hold you, support you, celebrate you quietly but completely. Because true elegance doesn't start with the clothes people see. It starts with how you support the woman underneath. Sometimes, the smallest design choice makes the biggest difference, and one of the most overlooked details in any blouse: the neckline. You might think, it's just the top of the shirt. What does it really change? But here's the truth. Your neckline frames your face. It directs the eye. It sets the tone for your entire look. And after 60, the wrong neckline can add years to your appearance, or subtract them. Let me explain. High necklines like crew necks or mock turtlenecks can visually shorten your neck, emphasize a softening jawline, or draw unwanted attention to the chest and upper arms. On the wrong fabric, they can look severe. On the wrong frame, they can look, well, a little suffocating. But there's good news. You don't need to show more skin to look more elegant, you just need to show it strategically. V-necks, scoop necks, and open collars create natural vertical lines. They open up the space around your face, elongate the neckline, and draw the eye up. The result? A look that feels lifted, light, and quietly confident. Picture this: a soft ivory blouse with a gentle scoop neck, a simple gold pendant resting just below the collarbone, hair softly pinned back. The neckline does something subtle, almost imperceptible, but powerful. It lifts your presence. It says, "I'm here, I'm proud, and I don't need to try too hard." This isn't about showing off, it's about understanding proportion, geometry, grace. And it's different for every woman. If you have a long neck and structured jaw, a bateau neckline might look stunning. If you have a fuller bust, a wider scoop could soften the space. If you're petite, a neat V-neck can create that illusion of height. So here's a tip I give my private clients. Try on 5 different necklines in front of natural light. Don't worry about the color, the fit, or the style just focus on the neckline. You'll see it in the mirror when one of them suddenly makes your face look brighter, your posture more open, your whole energy more awake. Trust that. That's not fashion. That's form-meeting feeling. Because the right neckline doesn't just flatter your body, it honors your expression. And at this stage in life, your expression is your greatest accessory. Have you ever put on a blouse you used to love only to look in the mirror and wonder why you suddenly seem tired? Your skin looks dull. Your eyes lose their sparkle. Something feels off, but it's not you. It's the color. Here's the truth that many women never hear. The colors that flattered you at 30 might now be draining you at 60, and it has nothing to do with aging poorly. It's simply biology. As we grow older, our natural coloring shifts. Hair may turn silver or soften in tone. Skin becomes more delicate, more translucent. The contrast between features becomes more subtle, and the bright whites, jet blacks, or neon tones that once lit us up now weigh us down. The result: your outfit might be crisp and clean, but your energy feels muted. So how do we fix this? We choose colors that reflect light back onto the face, not absorb it. We embrace tones that feel like a soft filter, gentle, forgiving, luminous. Think cream instead of stark white, soft camel or cocoa instead of harsh black, dusty rose, sage green, periwinkle blue, soft mauve, muted jewel tones like deep teal, wine, or olive. These are the shades that lift the skin, brighten the eyes, and add life without effort. Let me share a moment. Judith, a 66-year-old retired therapist, came to me feeling invisible. "I just feel faded," she said. "Like nothing I wear feels like me." We took a walk to a boutique and held up different tops to her face, right there by the window. The difference was instant. Cream softened her jawline. Sage made her green eyes sparkle. A muted berry red brought back warmth to her cheeks. She didn't buy anything that day, but she walked out glowing. "I didn't know it could feel this easy," she whispered. That's the power of color. And here's a simple trick you can do at home. Stand near natural light. Hold a blouse up to your face. Watch your skin. Does it look clearer? Your eyes brighter? Or do you look shadowed, flat, fatigued? Trust what you see more than the color you used to love. Because color isn't just about personal taste. It's about personal radiance. When you wear the right shades, your blouse becomes a frame and your face becomes the artwork. Let's talk about something that happens quietly, almost without us noticing. You wake up one day, reach for your favorite blouse, the one you've loved for years, and something feels dated. The cut is stiff, the collar's too wide, the shoulder seams sit awkwardly, and suddenly, instead of feeling like you, it feels like a memory of who you used to be. Here's the truth, spoken with love. Some clothes don't age as gracefully as you do. And when we hold on too tightly to styles from decades past, styles that once worked beautifully, they can now whisper something unintended. She hasn't changed. She's stuck. I know how tempting it is. That ruffled blouse from 1996. The blazer with shoulder pads that once made you feel powerful. The oversized tunic you wore to every family gathering. It's not just fabric, it's sentiment. But elegance doesn't live in the past. It evolves, just like you have. So how do we let go of the outdated without letting go of ourselves? The answer is not in chasing trends. It's in embracing timelessness, refreshed, keeping the essence, but updating the silhouette. That classic white blouse. Keep it, but find one with a modern collar and subtle shaping at the waist. that blazer you loved. Trade the boxy shoulder pads for a gently tailored jacket that defines your shape with soft structure. It's not about throwing everything away. It's about editing your story, one garment at a time. Let me introduce you to Helen. 70. She was a beloved history teacher, and her wardrobe hadn't changed much since her retirement. She wore long line cardigans, wide collars, and midi skirts that swallowed her figure. When we updated just 3 pieces, a structured neutral blazer, a silk V-neck blouse, and ankle-length slim pants, something clicked. "I feel like I still look like me," she said, "but a version that feels present, not preserved." And that's exactly the point. You don't need to be trendy to be modern. You don't need to erase the past to embrace the now. You just need to ask, does this reflect the woman I've become or the one I've outgrown? Because nothing dates you faster than a garment that's stuck in time. And nothing makes you more magnetic than wearing clothes that say, "I'm right here, in this moment, fully alive," among all the prints, fabrics, cuts, and colors in your closet. There is one item that quietly holds more power than you might imagine. The white shirt, crisp, clean, simple. And yet, for many women over 60, it's also completely misunderstood. Some choose styles that are too stiff collars, too sharp, fabric too masculine like they borrowed it from a man's closet. Others go the opposite direction, choosing ultra-thin, shapeless, or overly casual versions that wrinkle easily or lose their structure. Both mistakes miss the mark, because the perfect white shirt isn't boring. It's brilliant. It's the wardrobe workhorse that can look effortlessly expensive even if it wasn't. It's the garment that adapts to your mood, polished with trousers, relaxed with jeans, timeless under a blazer, or chic half-tucked with a linen skirt. But it has to be the right one. So what makes a white shirt truly perfect? Look for structured but soft fabric, cotton poplin or stretch cotton, blends that hold shape but feel breathable, a collar that frames the face without overwhelming it, buttons that matter, real mother-of-pearl or elegant matte finishes, not plastic, tailoring through the torso, gentle darts or seams that create shape without clinging, thickness that offers modesty without layering. This shirt should never feel like a uniform. It should feel like a statement, subtle, confident, quietly commanding. I remember working with Diane, 64, a retired architect. She hated white shirts, said they made her feel boxed in. When I brought her a slightly stretchy, soft-structured version with hidden seams and fluid lines, she gasped. "It's like wearing intention," she said, and it was. She wore that shirt the next day with gold earrings, cream trousers, and a soft smile. People didn't compliment her shirt. They complimented her. Because that's what the perfect white shirt does. It disappears into your energy and amplifies it. So if you haven't found your version yet, don't give up. Try different styles. Explore cuts and weights. Because when you do find your white shirt, you'll never look at your wardrobe the same way again. It's not just a staple, it's your silent signature. Let's talk about one of the most common habits I see among women over 60, especially those who feel unsure about their bodies. They stop defining their waist. Instead, they reach for loose, shapeless tops, tunics that hang, sweaters that flow, blouses that skim straight from shoulder to hip, as if trying to erase any suggestion of curves. And I understand why. You've earned every line, every shift, every change. You don't want to be restricted. You want comfort, freedom. But here's the quiet truth. When you hide your waist, you also hide your silhouette. And when you hide your shape, you start to lose your presence. Because the waist, no matter your size, your proportions, or your age, is the center of visual balance in your outfit. It tells the eye where you begin and where you move from. Without it, the body becomes a block of fabric, a form without story. The solution: define, don't squeeze. Highlight, don't hide. You don't need to cinch yourself into tight belts or uncomfortable shapewear. You just need structure. Here are a few ways to reclaim your shape with elegance. Try a front tuck or French tuck, slipping just the front edge of your blouse into your trousers or skirt. It creates instant shape without bulk. Use a soft belt to gently suggest your waistline under a cardigan or jacket. Choose blouses with subtle tailoring, slight tapering, side seams, or peplum-style hems. Layer with structured pieces, a blazer, a denim jacket, or a vest to guide the eye toward the center. I worked with Emily, 69, a retired landscape designer who had stopped wearing anything fitted after menopause. She said, "I don't want anyone to notice my midsection." But I showed her how a simple tuck, just a half-inch of silk blouse into her waistband, paired with a narrow leather belt, instantly gave her a lifted, elegant line. She looked in the mirror and laughed. I thought I was hiding, but I was disappearing. And that's the lesson here. You don't need to shrink yourself. You just need to stand in your shape on your terms. Because your figure, as it is right now, tells a story of growth, resilience, movement, wisdom. Don't blur it away. Refine it, reveal it, own it. This one is tender, because it's not just about style, it's about memory, identity, attachment. So many women I meet aren't just dressing from the past, they're dressing for a body that no longer exists. The waist they had at 45, the shoulders they loved at 30, the bust line they were proud of at 50, and they hold on lovingly, stubbornly to clothes that once fit like a second skin. But now they pull, they gap, they hang wrong, and worse, they whisper, "You're not who you used to be," and that hurts. But here's what I want you to hear. You are not less than the woman you were. You are more lived in, more layered, more powerful. And your clothes should rise to meet this version of you, not chase a shadow of who you were decades ago. Dressing for the woman you are now isn't a surrender, it's a celebration. It means choosing tops that respect your current proportions, whether that means adjusting sleeve length, softening the neckline, or choosing a cut that flows with the curves you've earned. It means letting go of the idea that your worth lives in a certain size or a certain silhouette. It never did. I once worked with Joan, 73, who refused to part with a blouse she'd worn at her 40th birthday. It was silk, navy, beautiful, but every time she wore it, she tugged at the sleeves, fussed with the buttons. "It doesn't feel right," she admitted. So I asked, "Does it feel like you?" Now she was silent, then smiled. "No, it feels like a chapter that's already been written." We gently folded that blouse and placed it in a memory box. Then we found a new one, a softer cut, a warmer tone, a shape that moved with her instead of against her. She stood straighter. She looked younger. Not because she was trying to look young, but because she finally looked like herself. So here's your permission. Let go of the garments that shame your reflection. Tailor the pieces that are almost perfect. Choose with love for the woman you see today, not the one you miss. Because style, at this stage, isn't about impressing others. It's about honoring the body that has carried you through a lifetime and wrapping it daily in clothes that feel like respect. So here we are. We've walked through the 10 silent style mistakes that quietly chip away at your elegance, from the fit of your blouse to the print you choose, from the neckline that frames your face to the colors that either lift or drain you, from the fabric that whispers quality to the waistline you thought you had to hide. And maybe, somewhere along the way, you saw yourself. Maybe you realized I've been dressing to disappear, or I've been clinging to who I used to be. But now you know better. Because elegance is not about youth. It's about presence. It's not about erasing time. It's about showing up fully for the time you're in. And that starts with choosing clothes that align with who you are now, not out of guilt, not out of pressure, but out of respect. Respect for the woman who has carried children, held grief, built careers, lost things, healed, grown. The woman who now deserves to look in the mirror and say, "That's me. And she is beautiful." So what's next? Maybe today, you'll let go of a blouse that no longer serves you. Maybe you'll finally get fitted for a bra that supports you better than some friendships ever did. Maybe you'll try a new neckline, a new color, or simply a new perspective. And I hope you do, because style isn't about impressing the world. It's about reflecting back to yourself the truth you already know, that you're still here, still radiant, still evolving, and you deserve to dress like it. If this message spoke to you today, if you felt seen, understood, or simply inspired, I invite you to take one small action. Leave a comment. Share your story. Let this be a space where elegance isn't judged by age, but by awareness. And if you want more style insight, more encouragement, and more confidence-boosting content made just for women like you, hit subscribe. Tap the bell. This isn't the end of your story. It's the next beautiful chapter. Until next time, take care. Stand tall and wear your life with pride.